Welcome to a series of 4 videos called Introduction to Searching Strategies, sponsored by the Teal Project. These videos will provide you with effective searching strategies that you can use not only in Teal, but in other electronic databases and in online searching to help you find the information you need to write a research paper. This first video, Developing a Search Strategy, will discuss how to develop an overall searching strategy to support writing a research paper. It is helpful to think of research as a continuing process rather than a series of simple linear steps that lead to a result. You may need to repeat all or some steps before considering your research complete. There are 3 basic steps in this process. First is to define your research question and identify concepts. You'll need to analyze your research topic and restate it in the form of a question. Identify concepts and phrases, and consider synonyms or phrases to express the concept. Secondly, you will need to actually find the information using tertiary resources such as encyclopedias or websites to learn more about your topic. Assess whether you need a primary resource such as data. Search databases for peer-reviewed articles about your topic. Thirdly, you will evaluate the searching you have done. Have you found the right information to answer the question? You'll need to evaluate the information, its authority, accuracy, objectivity, currency, and coverage to make sure that it is appropriate for use in your research paper. And does the information in the different sources answer your question in different ways? Depending on your answers to this last set of questions, you may need to repeat some or all of the steps in the research process until you have all the information you need to answer your research question. First, you will need to analyze your research topic. You need to understand the topic or question you are asking. What are the main issues? It is helpful to restate your topic in the form of a question. Consider what you already know about the topic and what you may need to find out. If you don't know very much about the topic, you may need to do background reading for gaining an overview of the research topic and understanding the relevant concepts. It's always important to define your terms to make sure you have a clear understanding of what the terminology means. Once you have your research question, identify the key concepts and select terms. Highlight the main concepts or keywords within your research question. Identify synonyms or related terms or phrases to express the concept. Combine the concepts. For example, if we are trying to understand how will climate change impact agriculture in developing countries, the key concepts are climate change, agriculture, and developing countries. Synonyms or related terms for climate change would be global warming or greenhouse effect. For agriculture, farming, rural or rural development. For developing countries, low-income countries, or the global south. Also consider whether there are alternative spellings, plurals, or specific locations that you are interested in finding this information for, such as Africa or South Asia, or even a specific country. Now moving on to step 2, we need to consider the types of information that you may need to look at. And they are primary resources, secondary resources, and tertiary resources. Primary resources are raw data or the original source of information before it's been analyzed. Its characteristics are the results of experiments, direct observation, contemporaneous accounts. And some examples would be data, field notes, laboratory notebooks, results of experiments, and in the sciences, journal articles that report scientific research results. Secondary sources analyze and interpret primary data. They do not offer new evidence. They interpret information. They are often written after the event. They may offer a review or a critique of the information or the results of experiments or observations. Some examples are journal articles that interpret research, review articles, books, except for autobiographies, letters, and speeches. Tertiary resources are sources that compile data from primary and secondary sources. They tend to be collections or lists of primary or secondary sources, reference works, or finding tools for sources. For example, encyclopedias, bibliographies, abstracts, indexes, library catalogs, or databases. Consider the type of information you require. How much information do you need? What level of quality and accuracy do you need? Do you need only academic sources, or do you also need popular sources? Do you need current information, or is older material relevant? Do you need primary sources, secondary sources, or both? Do you need local information or an international perspective? Then, once you have answered these questions, you need to develop your actual search. You will construct a search using identified concepts, repeat your search using synonyms and related terms and phrases, and combine terms to create a more complex search that will result in more focused results. We will go into much greater detail on searching techniques in the second video in this series, Introduction to Searching Strategies, Search Techniques. Once we have undertaken the searches and we have our results, we need to evaluate the research sources. Are they accurate? Can the factual information be verified by a legitimate authority? Can one opinion be verified against another? Is an experiment repeatable with similar or the same results? Authority is also another important issue to consider. Is the authority in this material clear and legitimate? And is the author qualified to write on and do research on this issue? Objectivity. Is the material objective and free of advertising, bias, and hidden agendas? Is the language impartial? Is the statistical evidence credible? Currency. Is the material updated frequently to ensure currency, and does the material reflect the most up-to-date research? Coverage. Is the material complete, partial, or out of context? If the material is out of context, is there a path to find the original source? After you've worked through the previous steps, it is necessary to review your search results. You should be prepared to review and revise your search if you have not found the information you need to answer your research question. Keep your search terms in concept sets, but remember to explore subtopics. Sometimes these subtopics are revealed in the research results and the journal articles you have identified. Try new sources of information. Save all your searches and citations for future use. Always promote use of high-quality resources. You may need to repeat some or all of the steps outlined in the earlier slides, sometimes several times in order to find the information you need for your research paper. You will need to manage your search results. Download, print, save, or email search results and search histories. Export your articles to citation management software such as Mendeley or Zotero for use in creating your bibliography and footnotes. Always cite your sources in your research paper using an appropriate scientific citation style. Citation management software can help you identify a variety of different styles which may be appropriate for you. Save your search and set up alerts in case new information becomes available. You will know you have completed your search process when you have answered your topical question that you are researching, that you have the information that you need to use in writing about the research question and answering it in your paper. Please contact us for additional support. You are welcome to visit our information website and our Facebook page.